The Wild Boar, the Tusked Tank Final Narration Script. The Anatomy of Defiance. The wild boar, often dismissed as mere prey, is in reality one of the most formidable fighters in the animal kingdom. This creature is not built for running, but for surviving. The boar's primary weapon is its tusks, continuously growing canine teeth, honed to razor sharpness by rubbing against the lower teeth. The lower tusks form vicious, curved blades that can lacerate the hide of a lion or a tiger, inflicting life-threatening wounds with a single slash. Its defense is completed by specialized armor, the scutum. This thick shield of cartilage, fat, and scar tissue protects the massive head and neck, allowing the boar to absorb the initial shock of impact and strike with the force of a battering ram. This combination of speed, armor, and lethal weaponry makes the wild boar a heavily armed tank, ready to dominate any predator foolish enough to underestimate it. Humiliating the apex predators. The documentary opens with a shocking reality check, the boar's victory over the undisputed kings of the jungle. Boar versus tiger. The apex predator of the jungle, the tiger, expects an easy kill when it charges a large wild boar. The boar stands its ground and rams the tiger hard enough to stun it. With one more calculated blow, the mighty feline is wounded, shocked, and forced to turn tail and run for its life. This was not self-defense, it was domination. Boar versus lion. A lioness, hungry and overconfident, initiates the attack. But the boar meets the charge with terrifying speed and sheer, uncompromising ferocity. It slams into the lioness, hitting her hard and relentlessly, forcing the massive cat backward. The lioness, shocked by the brutal resistance, eventually turns and flees, its pride shattered. In another tense standoff, a male lion is forced to work for every moment as the boar spins, kicks, and slams into the king again and again, refusing to yield the ground. Boar versus bear. A massive grizzly bear, anticipating an easy meal, quickly finds itself in a nightmare. The boar, with its powerful charge and biting attacks, catches the bear completely off guard. Bruised, humbled, and focused on self-preservation, the bear retreats, leaving the battlefield to the furious, undefeated boar. Even another large bear trying to ambush a small pig finds itself facing immediate resistance, squealing and spinning away from the angry domestic animal in full surrender. Strategic group defense and unlikely victories. The boar's dominance is not limited to land battles. Boar versus crocodile. A crocodile makes the mistake of targeting a group of young boars. Multiple adult boars charge the reptile with brutal, synchronized force. They strike it repeatedly, driving the bleeding, overwhelmed predator back into the water. Boar versus cheetah and leopard. Even the fastest and stealthiest predators are defeated. When a cheetah goes after a baby boar, the adult charges in like a cannonball, slamming into the cheetah and sending it flying into the air. The panicked cheetah bolts for the nearest tree. In a chaotic three-way brawl, a single boar finds itself facing both a leopard and a hyena. The boar explodes into action, successfully flipping the leopard right off the ground and making its escape, leaving the two predators stunned and empty-handed. Boar versus hunting dogs. The documentary closes by showing the boar's psychological dominance. A pit bull, bred for aggression, stands face-to-face with a wild boar. The boar stares it down, charges, and the pit bull instantly flees, recognizing the overwhelming danger. Even professional hunting dogs, trained for combat, are no match. When they try to surround a boar, it fights like a storm, tossing dogs aside with powerful blows until the barking turns into yelping, and the dogs retreat with clear regret. The boar walks away, not just alive, but completely victorious. Continuation script. The wild boar, completing the 6 hours. The psychology of the charge, why they never retreat. We've established the boar's physical dominance, but its true power lies in its mind. Why does this animal, despite being a major source of food for many predators, choose to stand its ground against a creature like a lion or a tiger? It is the psychology of the charge. A prey animal's first instinct is flight. The wild boar, however, seems to have had that instinct surgically removed. Studies suggest that their chemical makeup and hormonal response to threat are dramatically different. Instead of fear-induced panic, their adrenaline surge triggers immediate, aggressive action. This zero-fear mindset means the predator cannot rely on the boar breaking formation or tiring out from panic. The attack is sustained, focused, and absolute. Furthermore, the boar understands the concept of damage tolerance. Its thick hide and scutum allow it to absorb glancing blows and minor bites that would disable a deer or an antelope. Knowing it can take a hit, the boar commits to the offensive, forcing the predator to weigh the risk of a fatal tusk injury against a simple meal. More often than not, the predator decides the risk is too great, giving the boar the ultimate psychological edge, the reputation of a fighter who is simply not worth the trouble. The sow's fortress, coordinated defense of the piglets. While the lone male boar is a terrifying fighter, the true brilliance of their defense is seen in the collective strategy of the females, or sows, when protecting their young. This is where the simple fighter becomes a master strategist. When a threat, such as a pack of jackals or dholes, approaches the piglets, the sows do not scatter. They immediately form a defensive formation known as the protection circle. They position their young directly in the center, creating a barricade of muscle, tusks, and furious rage. This coordinated defense negates the pack hunter's main advantage, mobility, and flanking maneuvers. Every predator faces an immediate wall of angry muscle and sharp tusks. Should one sow fall, another immediately takes her place, ensuring the wall remains impenetrable. The sows demonstrate ferocious, focused protection, often biting and striking the legs of the attackers. Against a persistent pack that relies on wearing down a single animal, this group fortress proves unbeatable, securing the survival of the next generation. Environmental warfare, mud, thickets, and terrain. The boar is not just a brawler, it is a master of environmental tactics. They use the terrain not just for movement, but as a weapon and armor. The boar's famous habit of wallowing in thick mud is more than just cooling down, it is a crucial defensive measure. The dried mud acts as an additional layer of natural armor, hardening the hide and making it far